What's up everyone? Today's video I'm going to go over some massive updates for Sanctum. Now if you are familiar with airdrops on Solana or familiar with protocols, you probably know about this one. If you don't yet, then you need to be using it. I'm going to actually show you step by step how you can maximize this opportunity for an upcoming airdrop and give you kind of my strategy and insight on how I would do it. If you've never ever used Solana, or if you're new to crypto and you don't have a Phantom or other Solana wallet, then I'm gonna show you a quick guide that I posted yesterday, and you can go find this. I'll post a link. Step one is go make us a Phantom wallet so you can actually interact with this protocol. At the end of the video, there's actually a bonus project I'm gonna talk about that is also having an airdrop in the future. And by doing some of the steps in this video, you're gonna actually be able to qualify for that one too. If there's anything that I don't answer in the video, just comment below and I'll get to it. Jumping into things, the reason so many of us are excited about Sanctum is because it actually is a semblance of another airdrop that a liquid staking protocol did back in December, where they airdropped about $165 million to all the users, to the point where like someone could have deposited like $40 and actually gotten about $10,000 worth of tokens airdropped to them. So you can see that there's a massive appeal here. Obviously, since that airdrop happened, since Jito, airdrops have become pretty diluted and more people are piling into them. What this means is you have to actually strategize better to increase your portion of the pie. Otherwise, it's just gonna go to more and more users that are piling in to get these things. So I'm going to share my strategies. So if you don't have a wallet yet, get that set up. If you do, and if you're familiar with Solana, Sanctum is a liquid staking protocol that's doing things different. The biggest update that just came out with is called Sanctum Wonderland. What this is very simply is just a gamified way for them to increase their users while also tracking which users are using different parts of the protocol to reward them. The goal is you want to accumulate as many points as possible, because those are going to influence essentially how much of an airdrop you're going to get. They're going to have seasons, and here's a little tidbit, and not a lot of people go and read these docs, but within the seasons, if you go to the season section, they actually give you like this little bit of alpha. The longer you hold your LSTs and the more LSTs you stake into, the bigger your rewards. They're telling you right here that you're gonna wanna have all of their products that they're offering, not just one of them. One of the points of using Sanctum and using liquid staking tokens is you're still exposed to the Solana. So when you buy Solana, you're probably buying it because you're hoping it's gonna go up in value, or you're using it within the ecosystem. The problem is if you stake that, because Solana can earn about a 6 to 7% staking yield. If you stake that, then you're locking it up and you can't use that capital. If you swap your SOL into one of these liquid staking tokens, it's basically a Solana copy. So you still have all the exposure to Solana, and you're also earning actually this APY yield. So right now, INF is earning 8.85%. So in theory, a year from now, if you just held Solana and if you held INF, you would have 8.85% more Solana value, if that makes sense. And so you get all the upside and the appreciation from Solana, and you get the yield from the staking. When you open Sanctum and go to the Wonderland section, I'm gonna put a link below. It's gonna ask you for an invite code. I'll provide that invite code. If you use the link, it should fill it in. You and I will both get a bonus of experience for doing that. So if you use it, I appreciate it. If you don't, no big deal. What Wonderland is, season 1, is they have these pets, and each pet corresponds with a different liquid staking token. And so you have their INF one, which is Infinity. You have their Jupty one, which is Jupe Soul, or Bonksy, which is Bonk Soul, and Juicy. You can see the levels that I have here on these different tokens, and that's just from holding them. You can also see this accumulation of experience points, but for every minute that you hold one of these tokens, you earn about 10 experience points. What you want to do is, there's 18 pets. My strategy is I actually have one main wallet that I'm going to do a bigger allocation on, where I have mostly INF, and then I'm going to have each of these 18 pets where I own at least some. So you get this pet by holding at least 0.1 Juicy Soul in your wallet, and you earn 10 experience per minute for every 1 SOL worth of juicy SOL that you hold. So if you only hold 0.1, you get 1 experience point basically every minute. And so you have to think, if everyone else is doing this, how do you get ahead of them? In my mind, you're gonna wanna triple or more what other people are hypothetically doing. And I've done this with multiple airdrops in the past where I kind of look at what the consensus is doing, and then I try to go 2-3 times beyond that, just to make sure my piece of the pie is bigger and I'm outperforming the majority of the people. You'll just simply go here, you'll type in how much SOL you want to swap into juicy SOL. One of the ways I'm kind of approaching this is I'm going to have probably 70% of my stack in INF, and the other 30% is going to be allocated to each of these pets, pretty much equally. Now, this is what we know now. What's happening is within the Wonderland program, there is these quests that are popping up that actually give you different experience points. One of the community quests that just happened gives you 4 times for INF. And so that's why I say I kind of do a bigger allocation in the INF one, because that is also their native token that Sanctum has. It's INF, the infinity one. Quest 1 is completed, and so everyone's going to get 4 times the EXP on Friday and Saturday this week, I believe. Quest number 2 is actually this, it's kind of a riddle, and I haven't figured out actually where to plug in the answer to the riddle. I know the answer, it's actually on the Discord. I won't spoil it for you guys if you want to figure it out on your own. If you want the answer to it, I'll type it down below at the very bottom of the description. That way if you want to figure it out, you can. If not, and if you just want the answer, I'll provide that below. But essentially, this is going to give you 2x EXP multiplier on 2 of your pets for 1 day. So this is where you might want to shift some of that bigger allocation into 2 pets and really get the experience points on those 2 pets while still owning all of the pets in total. And so this is where you want to strategize and think, what are others doing? And what I've seen others doing is they're holding 0.1 of each pet, and they're holding mostly INF. And so I would go find a pet that you think is under farmed, maybe people aren't buying it, and I would put a higher allocation in 2 of those pets on the day that you get this experience points. That way you're maximizing ahead of what other people are doing. Now, if you have any questions so far, comment below. If this doesn't make sense, if you need some help, basically to swap in and out of these, you can click on each pet, or you can just go to this trade section here and you can swap from SOL to each pet. Or each LS liquid staking token. It makes it really easy to use Sanctum's dashboard. You really don't have to leave Sanctum to do any of this, which is really nice. And then you're just going to accumulate experience points. Eventually down the road, the seasons are going to change. We don't know yet what they're going to be. Now, I told you there was going to be a bonus at the end. So Switchboard, if you haven't heard of this project yet, they just announced they partnered with Sanctum, and all the Switchboard is Oracle, and they provide data feeds. It's not really a protocol you're going to be interacting with and using all the time. It just happens in the background. And so Sanctum uses Switchboard, and what we know from research on Switchboard, they haven't actually come out and said they're having a token. But if you kind of read between the lines, they are eventually going to have an airdrop or a reward system of some sort, because right now you can earn orbs for using any protocol that uses Switchboard in the background. Now, that can be hard to figure out because Sanctum doesn't straight up tell you they're using Switchboard until that tweet came out. But what you can do is you can go to switchboard.xyz/orbs. I'll put this link in the description, and you can actually paste your wallet address here and see if it's eligible. If you go to Switchboard's website, you can actually see the protocols that they're partnered with, and it'll show you like Camino and MarginFi, and there's a bunch of others. But by using Sanctum, by owning all of the LSTs and having the corresponding pet, and by owning INF, you're going to qualify for Switchboard, and you can paste your wallet in here just to double check. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, comment them below. Find me on Twitter. I'd love to connect with you more. And I guess one last thing is, if you need further, insight onto this, Sanctum actually has an entire guide that they've written up, and they're going to be coming out with more and more information as the seasons progress and the quests change. So just be paying attention to that. If this guide helped you out, if you'll like the video, leave a helpful comment, and then connect with me. Let me know what I did good, or maybe what you would like to see improved on, or if I can answer your questions better. But appreciate it.